Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki man's side. The games are coming thick and fast, and this weekend we play Norwich City in the FA Cup. Now this is going to be a very fun encounter because Norwich aren't likely to sit back. They play a 4-2-3-1. Klopp's old running buddy David Wagners is in the dugout. I think he's got like a full squad. I think only one absentee to pick from. So they've got a fresh squad, a lot of selection to pick from. But similarly, Liverpool have options now in the team as well. I don't know if Soboslai will make the bench, but Robertson is definitely back. And I'm expecting some fresh changes for this particular matchup. But when you come to lineups, you've got to consider it's not just around, oh, we rested him last game, let's put him in this game. It's about fulfilling the function that Klopp wants to do. So Klopp's intended vision, plan of attack, and game-winning scenarios. What are the situations that Klopp needs to create to win the game? We haven't got Mo Salah, we haven't got Endo, we haven't got some long-term absentees as well. Costa Simicas isn't available yet, for example, Thiago Alcantara, Stefan Bajcetic. However, we do have a lot of personnel, and it's about finding the right combination for the right plan of attack. 4-2-3-1, attacking flair, tight on the counter as well in transition against David Wagners. Let's see what I think Klopp is likely to go with. So on this channel, we're all about substance in abundance, and we're going to go through the tactical variations and the lineup and the reasoning why I think Klopp may go with this lineup. Now, this particular fixture is very hard to predict because we, in the semi-final against Fulham, needed to get through to our first final, right? For motivation, for morale, for courage, and Klopp traditionally has played a containment exercise in the first half and gone all out in the second half. However, the tables were turned because Lucho Diaz got that deflected goal in the first half, which changed the game plan. We kind of allowed Fulham into the game to come onto us, and we lost some impetus when McAllister was taken off, for example. However, we are in the final, and that's what counts. Morale is sky high, and this may be an opportunity to instill some confidence and some game times in Queeve Kelleher, because after this match, depending on the FA Cup draw, it's very hard to see where Queeve comes in apart from an Alisson injury, which would be absolutely disastrous. However, against Norwich City at home at Anfield, with the option to change the game from the bench in the second half as well, I think Kelleher keeps his place here, even though he probably was promised the Carabao Cup and he will start the Carabao Cup final. I think this is an opportunity for him to shake the cobwebs, to get some form, to get some confidence, and to get everyone on his side and on his back. The team trust him. They see him in training day in, day out. He's deservedly at number 2. He's pretty good as a number 2 in the league. Obviously, coming in, from the stands, from the bench, you can't be completely match sharp and have that fitness, and in the air and in general saves as well. No one is as good as Alisson Becker, but he's reliable and he should see us through this particular round against Norwich. So in front of him, we have to consider how to protect Kelleher. What are Norwich likely to do? They go out wide, they cross the ball, they're good playing team, a good transition team as well. It's a David Wagners effect. I think Klopp knows exactly how Wagners plays, but I think Kelleher is the core here for reasons I mentioned, as well as his distribution is good enough, and we're at Anfield and we have a strong enough squad to probably cover for any deficiencies that he may have in this game, especially aerially or dominantly. But he communicates okay. He doesn't command his area as well as Alisson, but then again, I digress. Kelleher starts in goal, and in right back we've only really got 2 options here. We have Connor Bradley and Gomez can start on the right hand side again, considering that on the left hand side we now have Robertson fit and back in the squad. He may not be match fit, but he needs to get some minutes in his legs before the upcoming big clashes against Chelsea and Arsenal. So Robertson will definitely play a part in this game now. Whether he starts or whether he comes to the bench, I'll let you know in just a second. But on the right hand side, I think Bradley continues his fine run of form because Gomez has been playing all out and going all out, and he's going to get that goal sooner or later. He's absolutely going to smash one in, or he's going to tap it in, or he's going to slide one in. Something will come his way. But I think Bradley starts on merit as well, because Bradley is a valid option at right back even when Trent is fit. But it doesn't mean you push Trent into the midfield. Trent will sit on the bench in that case, or right-sided midfield 8. I don't like Trent in 6th position starting. I mentioned reasons why, but predominantly Trent is our number 1 right back and he'll stay at right back. But Bradley is a versatile and viable option at right back. He starts there. Now here we go. Here's the defensive changes. Van Dijk plays every game. Van Dijk doesn't really get in trouble. He doesn't exert himself to the max. Sweat. He looks clean as a whistle on the end of the match interview. However, do you rest him here? Do you risk Konate? Does Konate come in here? You still have Gomez as a backup if worse comes to worse. Konate gets injured. Gomez has been shown to overcome his injury doubts. Will Konate start against Norwich? I think straight away Quansah has to go in here because, once again, similarly to Kelleher, you struggle to see where in the next line of fixtures Quansah comes in as a legitimate option ahead of Van Dijk, Konate and Gomez. He's been doing fantastic. He's been composed. He's been pinging passes like a miniature Van Dijk of old as well. He hasn't got the pace and recovery and composure and leadership of a Van Dijk. He does have composure, saying that, but it all comes in time, and he needs experience. And he, as he mentioned, right, he hasn't played lately, so he wasn't feeling completely match sharp, a little bit rusty. But this is a chance to continue his good form in a partnership with Bradley, and I think they've established quite a friendship as well, and surprisingly quite a Scouse accent. So all good for Quansah. I think he was born somewhere near or in and around the kind of Liverpool area, so that would explain why. I think with that youth, Kelleher, Quansah and Bradley, you're going to need to put Van Dijk in. He could, in fact, be substituted partway through the game if it's comfortable, but I think the aim of the game in this particular game is to get the lead, establish dominance, play Norwich off the park in Anfield, hopefully get the crowd behind us, get 2 goals. If we can get 2 goals ahead, then we can start to rotate. 1 goal ahead is always a dangerous score. People say 2 goals ahead is a dangerous score, but what are you talking about? 2 goals is 2 goals against a minnow like Norwich at the moment. They're not in the Premier League. They haven't got the squad to compete. It's no Timu Pukki, for example. Pukki. Flavour of the month. Fancy football. Thank you for the points. So a left back. Here is where it's also tough to determine exactly what Liverpool would do. So in games gone past, our only legitimate option was Joe Gomez. And what an outstanding shift at left back. He was the Milner on crack steroids, because he literally bombing up and down, left and right. He even appeared in this position so many times. I'm going to get those clips where Gomez was playing at least 30% of the game in this kind of position here. He's like, yeah, I can do it. I'm going to shoot. I'm going to ping a goal. Leno catch, Bruno the bar, etc. That's our Joey Gomez. Love the interview. So, left back. Who will appear here? Robertson needs match fitness and game time ahead of the Chelsea and Arsenal clash. Now, if Jurgen Klopp, with his game face on, says this is the opportunity against Norwich where Robertson will get a chance to bomb up and down, be defensively solid, and next to Van Dijk will offer him protection, then Robertson starts. However, this appears to be the only forthcoming game that Owen Beck has a legitimate chance to start. How much faith does Klopp place in Owen Beck to start against Norwich in this particular lineup? And a big consideration of this is who plays in the left midfield slot. Is the left midfielder slot capable of covering for Owen Beck, who will be adventurous, bombing forward, darting forward? And is it ever so slightly dangerous that you have 2 bombing forwards? Because Bradley would definitely like to go up and down the line, and if you play Owen Beck here, he will love to go up and down the line. So huge responsibility in our old 4-3-3 system to have those midfielders, Wijnaldum and Henderson, covering for them, bombing, them cutting inside into the offensive half space there, and playing that kind of system. Will Klopp go with that? We are at Anfield. He could go with that, but I don't think he'll go with that. I think, or I at least have a feeling, even though he's coming back from injury, that it's probably better to start with Robertson. Start with what you know and get the lead. Start strong, go all out, try to burst their bubble in the first half, demotivate them, demoralise them, because at the same time, you really want Van Dijk babysitting, and I know they're not babies, but babysitting literally Quansah, Bradley, Kelleher and Owen Beck. Van Dijk like, come on kids, there, yosh, it's okay. And Quansah like, pow, ping, goal, Diaz. No. And Bradley cross, assist. And Beck will be flying down the wing. No, Van Dijk, yeah, I think you need a little bit of experience in the back line. So I think Robertson, if fit, comes in, because it looks more realistic to me to see Owen Beck coming on for Robertson when the game's secure or at least comfortable, rather than Robertson coming on for Owen Beck when we're in a close kind of match. Just in my opinion. I mean, it could do. Klopp has been shown to trust the youngsters because they are legitimate, viable options. As I mentioned, they're not just squad fillers. These youngsters have potential. You can see McConnell, you're going to see Naoni, you're going to see Cade Gordon, and Endo when he's back eventually. I heard his injury's not as bad as first anticipated, so I hope he comes in as well. So with Endo's continuation in the Asia Cup, and I think South Korea finished second, right? Because they drew with Malaysia. I went to Malaysia when I was like 5 years old or something. Really, really good little holiday. I had a Tweety Pie shirt, a little chibi shirt, very cute. Don't know where it is. Endo's deputy, right-hand man of the match in previous matches. McAllister is our only realistic number 6. Now the only other 6 that could really go here is kind of Curtis Jones, right? He could play there. You could put someone in that defensive midfield slot, shovel them in, but why do that when you have McAllister who can control the game? Now McAllister, I don't think should complete this game, but he needs to start us on the right foot and progress the passes through the lines if Norwich play 2 banks of 4. It will be a 4-2-3-1 from Norwich, which means that the 3 can compress back into a 5, which will be a 4-5-1. However, in defence, a lot of the 4-2-3-1s actually transition into a kind of 4-4-1-1 shape on defensive transition, which means that to break the line of 4, you're going to need someone who can acutely get in and around just to the side of either of the central 2 players. So McAllister goes in there to break that line, and similarly, as I mentioned, we want to start strong. I think the midfield will likely be Curtis Jones, because he can get a hold of the ball, progress us up the pitch. Or at Anfield, we're going to get the ball a lot. He is very, very prominent on the ball and demands the ball and help us progress up the pitch. And McAllister will be able to find him. And on the right-hand side, with this combination of ballers, we need another baller who has the skills to break through the lines, get his confidence, and get the fans behind him, because now the fans at Anfield can cheer for Elliot instead of the fans at Fulham booing Elliot. So this is a chance for Elliot to shine in his probably preferred right-sided 8 slot. And because we're needing to go strong, I think this is one of the strongest midfields that we can put out. I think Gravenberch will come on and make a difference. It could very likely be McAllister making way for Gravenberch and Jones dropping into the 6th position. It'd be very, very interesting to see. But we need to protect some of our players. And it's a balance between protecting our players for the Chelsea match upcoming, giving minutes in the legs to players like Robertson for the match against Chelsea and Arsenal, getting minutes and shaking off the cobwebs for Kelleher in preparation for the cup final. I know it's next month, but the more he can get, the more confident and the more trust Klopp shows in him, the better his performance will be on the day, I feel. And Quansah, he needs opportunities as well to grow, fulfill his potential. And next to Van Dijk, absolutely solid, a mentor. But you can see Quansah's got that winning mentality. He wants to win, he wants to play, he wants to start. You remember his comment around Matip, right? He's like, I intended to overcome him anyway. Probably not best mates, but yeah, Quansah in on merit. McAllister, Jones and Elliot. Who starts on left, striker and right front? I think Jota will start this match. Now, where does Jota start? It's dependent on the other 2 players that are picked. Harvey Elliott is no longer an option on the right wing because he plays right-sided 8. Cody Gakpo plays on the left-hand side, but I think he actually prefers the left-hand side. He said, I think Caroline said in the comment that he mentioned he likes to play on the left-hand wing. Unfortunately, Liverpool overloaded with left wingers, so Gakpo likes to play out there. Lucho Diaz predominantly plays out there. Nunes can play out there and pin back the full-back. Even Jota can play out there as well. Mo Salah's the only one who doesn't play on the left-hand side. You can have utility left as well, like Jones. But let's go with Gakpo, Lucho Diaz and Jota at the moment. So Jota can fit all 3 roles quite effectively. Gakpo's left and centre, similar to Nunes, left and centre. Lucho Diaz predominantly left, but actually he can play all 3 roles, but maybe not starting striker. He'll start on either wings. Now, the easiest one to squeeze in is the right hand side. That's straight between Jota and Lucho Diaz. And I think, just because of everyone's preference for the left-hand side, Diogo Jota, the slotter, can roll in here because he can smell the gaps and with his instinct get in there as well, and he's a baller as well, and hit the ball 6 with his feet. He's very unorthodox in his running, but he's very, very direct as well. And it works quite nicely because if Elliot cuts inside into half space in here, Jota can stay around the outside, and similarly if Jota cuts into half space where he's very, very, very good at playmaking at the moment. In this line here, Jota's very good at playmaking. Elliot can go around the outside, but similarly if Bradley bombs up and down the right hand side, Elliot covers as well. That isn't too bad because Jota is defensively responsible and presses well as well. But you're always lately looking for McAllister to kind of cover more on the right side of space, because look at this trio here compared to that trio. That trio can handle itself, Jones, Robertson and Van Dijk, right? So it's probably going to look like this kind of shape on transition if Bradley bombs forward, or if he starts in that kind of area, it's okay because you have this shield there, which means these 2 can link up, either Elliot on the overlap or Elliot in half space on the right hand side, the Salah position. And with that in mind, I think Jota looks quite effective there. At least it is definitely a more attractive proposal than Cody Gakpo starting on the right. I still question that particular decision, but we came through, so no qualms there. Okay, so Bradley, let's move him back into position. That is why I think Diogo Jota starts there. Now, who starts on the left is dictated by who starts up front. Darwin Nunes getting some goals, getting some confidence, causing the chaos and the mayhem, the chaos fury. You'd probably expect him to start at Anfield, get us gung-ho, get us the goal creation chances. Look, there's an ambulance outside. Can you hear that? That's for Norwich. Because Nunes could bag a few goals here. But do we really need to play Nunes? I also think that Nunes will be starting against Arsenal and starting against Chelsea. Likely. I mean, they could start together. Gakpo and Nunes. You could put Gakpo on the left and Nunes in the middle. But Lucho Diaz just had a man of the match performance. So with his energy levels, with his creativity, with his exuberance on the left hand side, you expect him to cause a lot of damage there. But do you actually need Lucho Diaz straight from the off once again, just because of the fact, look how strong this lineup is already? Okay, if we take away the back line, which is slightly undercooked just because necessity and giving Gomez a break and Konate a rest, it could very much be Konate for Van Dijk, to be honest, but I expect Gomez probably not to start this one. And if he does start on the left, it'd be very, very surprising. But I anticipate at half-time the changes will be rung. Owen Beck or Robertson will come on. And I think Bradley will play the whole game because we do have the option of putting Gomez at right back now for the upcoming fixtures. But on merit, though, Bradley could very well play right back and Gomez could play left back. It's all up to what Klopp considers the tactical threat from Chelsea and what they're looking to do with Mykhailo Mudryk, for example, and where the Madueke plays and that kind of thing. Sterling as well. Therefore, I think this is a good chance to give Gakpo his favoured position on the left and Nunes up front. And look at this for firepower. Nunes, Gakpo and Jota. In the absence of Mo Salah, that lineup is going to get you goals. If Jota gets a sniff, he will get a goal. Núñez creates goal scoring opportunities for everyone just because he drags everyone left, right and centre and makes a space, and Gakpo give him a shot on his favoured left hand side cutting in, because this is what happens, right? If Robertson bombs out the outside, Jones covering him, Gakpo drops into half space, similar to what we do. Okay, so Robertson comes around his side and Gakpo drops into the half space here. Gakpo is very, very good at delivering with his right foot. He did this in Holland all the time. And look who you have to hit. You have Núñez and Jota, and anything falling out falls to Elliott, and you land in this kind of position. So that, to me, looks fire. Absolute fire, because he's got great delivery. And something spilling in and out, right? The long shooters are there for McAllister and Elliott. Additionally, what could happen is Gakpo doesn't need to cross it. He cuts inside and shoots across goal anyway. And any deflections, any rebounds, look who's there again. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. They're the two that you want. Agent of Chaos, no one knows what's going to happen. He's going to poke it in with his toe or slide it across the floor and head it in on the floor an inch off the ground. Or Jota just going to swallow it up with composure, just cut it in and slot it as well. So that looks pretty delicious to me. And Robertson as a crosser and a look at this. Oh my goodness. Robertson, Gakpo's just gone flying there. I don't know what happened there. But that Gakpo and Robertson from the left foot and from the right foot delivering to Núñez and Jota with long shooters, McAllister and Elliott on the outside and Bradley backing up to whip it back in is quite tasty. If we just reset the board a minute, I've gotten a little bit excited here. So let's move Robertson back. Let's start with a clean slate and get rid of some of this mellow yellow. Similarly, on the right hand side, when you got Elliott cutting in and Bradley going around the outside, so Konsa covers here, McAllister here, Van Dijk steps up, Robertson half space, Jones on the outside, and Jota coming in and around there. So who have you got to hit? On the front post, sliding in. On the front post, sliding in to Jota. On the back post to Núñez, or Gakpo, or Jones, or Elliott as well. And this is a tasty option as well, because Bradley's got a good delivery as well. Or if he goes to the byline, they're very, very good and plays your 1-2s as well. That is a tasty shooting combo as well to finish. Obviously, Gakpo's got that superb back to goal turn shot where he injured himself one time, but he's got commitment. He always scores that shot. That's his trademark shot, I bet. So to feed into these two is very tasty as well, with balls coming out and the replayability of Jones and Elliott to recycle or take a pot shot or squeeze someone in. That to me is a tasty offensive lineup, and I think it's a very, very classic 4-3-3 that we're looking to play here, because against David Wagners' team there will be opportunities in space because they like to attack as well. But I think Gakpo deserves that opportunity on the left hand side. However, it could be Lucho Diaz. If Lucho Diaz plays here, it's a choice between Gakpo and Núñez up front. If you want to give Núñez a rest coming off the bench if we need him, alternatively start Gakpo, get him in the goals, getting in amongst the goals and scoring confident and happy again, because once again Núñez will be starting the big matches. So it'll be very, very interesting to see. The only other potential change, a surprise change. So he was name dropped. Bobby Clark was name dropped as being ready to play as a Liverpool player. He's made progression, he's done his due diligence, and he's ready to start. Who would he start in place of? In this particular system, you're probably wanting Jones on the pitch here for his elegance of transitioning the ball up front, but you don't want to be too harsh to Harvey Elliott. Now, Harvey Elliott is a cracking player, and he will develop into something special as well. But you're probably looking, if you're keeping Bobby Clark safe, to put him in place of Elliott as a transitional player, as a kind of Wijnaldum player. He's very well rounded as a midfielder and will work his socks off. He's good at receiving the ball and playing the ball and keeping the ball moving as well. So that could be an option there. But I feel momentum is a fragile thing. You want to start quick, you want to start strong, you start with experience, and both sides look particularly strong here. Jones, Gakpo, Robertson, Bradley, Elliott, Jota, McAllister holding things together, Van Dijk, Quansah protecting Kelleher, Núñez causing the chaos. This would be my lineup, and I would predict a 3-0. I'm going with 3-0 against Norwich. I was going to say 2-0, but we're at home and we want to make a statement before the Arsenal-Chelsea game. It doesn't matter if it's a 1-0, if it's a 2-1, if it's a 2-0, but I think just with the quality of players we have against a David Wagner Norwich system, who will go for it, you know, they've got nothing to lose. They have to go for it. There's no point sitting back and trying to hit us on a 1-0 sucker punch, because even if they get 1-0 ahead, they're going to get blown away 2 or 3 if Jurgen Klopp releases the switch, releases the lever and says, boys, gung-ho, second half, go for it. Containment first half, or 1 down, destroy them second half. Off you go. Ikimasu! Gambarimashou! That kind of thing. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I love the tactical analysis. I love all of the interaction discussion. Like to help me beat the algorithm as well. I think every likes get the video seen by more people, puts it on their feed as well. So the likes are very important. Subscribe if you haven't already. Miyazaki Manichiban, Jane, enjoy the match. Peace.